Another real life experience, personal observations. Stop asking all them damn questions or you will ruin the whole night. Like mi gente, rico.toro. Wait a minute. Rico el Toro. And the L is for Los Minas, Barrio Santo Domingo. Okay, the L is for let it go or leave it alone. So, my content for this video comes from like a day and a half of hanging out with a couple friends that expats that live down on the south coast, Boca Chica and around the capital. 2 of the 3 been living in this country anywhere from 7 to like 15 years, and not just in Santo Domingo, but also Santiago, Sosua. So guys that know their stuff, guys that speak the language decently, know the culture. You know, might have a kid or 2 here, or ex-wife or 2 here. Bought property. You know, had businesses. You know, these guys are part of my community. With that cultural embracement right there. So, yesterday, went out to Puerto Plata with them at the Custom Bar, and shout out to Custom Bar. You know, and the brothers that I was able to connect with there, a couple guys, you know, I see every time I go to Puerto Plata, whether I invite them somewhere or they just happen to show up where I'm going or I show up where they're at. So shout out to Custom Bar. You know who you are. So Sunday evening, you know, I was hanging out with some friends. We made it up to Longo de los Chivo again, first time in a while since the live band came and played on Sunday, just because, you know, the restriction, the prohibition before. So thankfully they're back open. Curfew and alcohol coincides, 9 on the weekends, 11 on the weekdays, so there's no weird restrictions, at least in the Puerto Plata, Sosua Calarete area. So after hanging out with some other friends up in Campo, you know, I swing to Treehouse to meet up with my friends that were visiting from the capital, and hung out there a little bit. And then next thing you know, we make it over to Caribbean Diamond. See, they have a car, so that's why I don't see these guys much, and they drop their plans and things in a heartbeat to help me out when I'm in their area. So I'm just returning the loyalty and the favor. So that's why I'll go to somewhere like Caribbean Diamond that normally I'm not a big fan of, just out of loyalty to them. But on that night, it was actually probably the busiest I've ever seen in Caribbean Diamond. We didn't have to pay to get in. It was Sunday night, and it was crowded a while. Some people cleared out, some people left. It was a good combination of both guys and gals. So with that, one of the guys in our group, you know, I don't know if he knew her before or what. So I'm going to refer to my boys by some nicknames for their own protection, their own identity. You know, these are not big social media personalities. These are guys that they're the real deal on the ground. You know, they're not online. They're not on YouTube. That has nothing to do with their income, or, you know, they're just solid dudes with solid reputations and personalities on the ground. So they're not out there looking to do any sort of like promotion. You know, they're set. So anyways, I'll call one of them OG. And then there's a second OG, we'll call him DC, but you know, he's not a big part of the story, even though that's my dude also. And then we'll call the other guy Young Lion. So Young Lion, you know, his lady friend shows up, or he just met her or whatever, and she's chilling at our table a while. Everything's gravy, Puerto Rican and lovely. So at the end of the night, we go our separate ways. Young Lion takes the lady home. Everything's good. I happen to take a picture with the group, put on my WhatsApp status, and OG is this kind of dude. He's the one who lived here probably like 15 years in this country, various places. You know, he's the most name-dropped friend I know in this country, from girls. And like nobody I know ever really has anything bad to say about him, and I've never, you know, seen anything really negative, you know, to say about him. So the next morning I wake up, this is yesterday morning, and I'd already decided I was going to take the day off work and maybe go to Puerto Plata or do something with, you know, with these guys. So I get a response from one chick I deal with sometimes. She's more like a drunk late night mistake that I repeat sometimes when she happens to call after hours, but definitely not high priority. So she just sends a short message and says, response to the WhatsApp status, OG, you know, referring to my boy. I'm calling OG. And, you know, I just sort of respond with a thumbs up, you know. I'm like, all right, cool, no biggie. And then so later yesterday, you know, I show him, you know, and he looks at his phone. This is really the only time, like, I kiss and tell or share things, you know, because it's just humorous to me. In this case, neither one of us I know have feelings for the chick. So he goes through his phone a while, and it takes him a while to find her because he's probably got like 3,700 Chica's numbers in his phone, because he doesn't delete and block like I do to clean up the archives. So he pulls her up. He's like, okay, the name you have, I have that. That's like her middle name or whatever. But he's like, yeah, I know her. You know, he said, she's up this way now, some. I said, yeah, but I know she's, you know, from the capital. He said, yeah, I met her like, you know, in Boca Chica or the capital. So I said, all right, that's cool. And, you know, nothing more thought about that one, you know. But OG, I remember when I was picking his brain before moving here. You know, one time we were having a conversation, and you know, I said something along the subject of these type guys that want to try to get expats to babysit their so-called girlfriends or Western Novia girlfriends. Western Novia, I caught that. Western Union girlfriends. So he said, man, if any guy like visiting or something is close to a girl or thinks he's close or he's got feelings, and he asked me if I know her, he might get his feelings hurt. I said, yep, exactly. I sort of think the same way. Like somebody's close to a girl and they happen to ask me if I know her, they might get the feelings hurt, you know, because, you know, I'm not going to confirm nor deny most of the time. So we're going to wrap this up outside. Where I think the last time I did a video out here was when I just freestyled and shot from the hip, talking like 30 minutes about my pregnancy allegation back when I started the channel. So yeah, I know it's dark, but you don't really need to see me. You just need to listen to these gems I'm dropping. So hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe if you hadn't already done so. So after had Margot for dinner, so you saw that little chicken parmesan. That's my favorite thing now besides the lasagna. So non-drinking night. You know, I used to, now it's like 50-50 when I'm making videos. Sometimes I'm drinking, sometimes I'm not. Early on I was always drinking. So anyways, so we go back, we come back from Puerto Plata last night, and we stop at a colmado. So, you know, it's OG, DC, Young Lion, and Rico.t.toro, and, you know, just chopping it up, having a last drink. And then, well, we actually stopped at a bar too for a drink. But Young Lion had his lady from the night before. She had to come meet him there. And so she comes, you know, and next thing you know, I don't know, she's like, he's sitting across from her and OG's sitting to one side of her, and some kind of talk is going on over there. Nothing slick, just familiarity. Well, I think OG just wanted to confirm her name because, you know, he likes to greet people and remember their name and whatever. So next thing you know, he looks through his phone and a little bit and realizes that he has her number. And, you know, just sort of shrugged his shoulders or whatever, and, you know, lightly mentioned it. And at this point, like she was still cool, but Young Lion was looking a little hot under the collar. Like, you know, what happened here or whatever. You know, like, and like I say, she was still cool at this point, but, you know, young Lion's like, that's interesting, and I'm just like, shut your mouth, just let it go. And so next thing you know, he's like, so how did you guys meet each other? And I'm just like, bro, don't ask questions. You're only gonna mess up your evening's experience, you know. And at this point, like, she's looking a little uncomfortable too, and awkward, you know. It's like he just, you know, it was just bothering him, you know. And then they left, you know, went inside, and, you know, we're like, you know, I hope they're not playing 20 questions in there, you know, because, you know, OG finally recalled that, you know, like a year and a half or whatever, you know, he smashed her, you know. And I mean, you know, so it's like, we're not thinking nothing. He's not thinking nothing of it, but we're just like, man, I hope he's not in there like asking her all kinds of, you know, intimate questions. Like, you know, did he throw your back out, you know, or did I do more damage? You know, is he comparing the two, you know, like the experiences, etc. And I mean, you know, truth is like OG and I have like 5 or 6 that we know of, ladies that we each dated. I use that term loosely because I'm keeping it classy. That's what I do. Rico.toro. Try to keep it classy even when I'm talking trashy or nasty. So anyways, you know, that was just that, you know. You know, I learned from OG like early in my trials when I first went to Boca Chica. We just roll up and we both collect a lot of numbers, you know, just phone numbers. He like, you know, hola mami, ¿cómo está? Dame tu teléfono. And I just sort of followed that suit. So, except for now, it's more like, ¿cómo tú estás? Dame tu teléfono. So yeah, it's just maybe a little more Dominican, the way I might say it now. But anyways, yeah, of the 5 or 6 that we've each dated, you know, 1 or 2 of them I might have met first, got the number, sealed the deal. Some cases he might have met him first, but I sealed the deal first, or vice versa. But, you know, it's all gravy, it's all good, you know. So just like, you know, you don't want to, you know, always know the answers to certain questions with girls. You also don't want to ask your boys certain questions about, you know, who they've been with or girls or whatever, because you might get your feelings hurt. So I'm gonna leave you on that. Peace. Thanks again, y'all.